I am. Yes. I'm a fucking slutty schoolgirl. Oh shit. Fuck. Shit. Yes. I love it. Oh shit. Shit. Fuck. Oh shit. Fuck yes. Yes. Yes, I want to. Right here in the library. Fuck shit.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah. Yes. Get on there. Stick that tongue. Stick that tongue. Slutty little fucking college girl.
Oh, sorry about that. Was my microphone on again? Damn. I was doing some laboratory research on sexual production and just for the website and stuff. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. Folks, it is 6:04 p.m. in colored people's time. Technically, I did get here on time. So once again, I want to welcome you to the evening run. And once again, it's it's the VINCE. And I hope everybody's doing all right tonight, folks. Uh, we're going to start doing dual streams. I was going to do the Road to Ruby short at the gym, except there's a couple of issues that I need to straighten out. I thought I didn't need to ask permission to film in the gym, but I was wrong. Wrong. But don't worry, I'll figure something out here. Matt, what's up, dog? What's up? And my friend Flying Ryan there. Yeah, y'all like those sounds, didn't you? That's, y'all know who that is, don't you? Mr. I will screw practically anything. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I mean, this dude is a freaking legend, Christian. Oh boy. Dude's a freaking freak, basically. yeah, folks. Hold on just a minute. Like I said, folks, this guy will literally screw anything. And I do mean anything, and it's kind of scary, actually. I mean, he's got videos with trannies, regular women, fat women, chubby women. I mean, you name it, and he'll fuck it, you know? But I figured, you know, start off the show with a couple men, so I'm probably going to get a community guideline. So there goes monetizing this stream. Ain't that right, Christian? I can't monetize this stream because of your funky ass. Nasty motherfucker. I mean, who goes around bald-headed any... Oh, never mind. Anyway. But, yeah. Let's see what we got loaded up into the trick machine here tonight. Oh, I almost forgot. I have coffee with a little bit of fake whiskey in it, a non-alcoholic. Got a little Mark Twain Novalis, and I got my water cup given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. So I'm just going to sit back and smoke for a little bit. Oh, too much. Nope, not that one. Yeah, we gotta definitely play the Dubs clips. Definitely gotta play those Dubs clips. God damn. Now, before I begin, folks, check this shit out. He took his wife, a Trump fan, to the president's hotel in Doral. Instead, he was detained by ICE. Dang. Actually, I got a new shirt, actually. Just got, holy moly. Man, I guess he ain't no Trump fan anymore. And I guess he's gone. Folks, if you are a Trump fan and you are not in this country legally, then I would suggest you leave legally before we throw your ass out the motherfucker. Hold on just a minute, folks. I forgot to do one thing. How y'all like my sweats? But folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button. We got a new John Bravo video too. So we're going to watch that one in just a minute. I just need to get my bearings in.
Physiognomy analysis of Nick Fuentes. Physiognomy is basically the belief that you can decipher things about someone's character and personality based on certain facial features. Lol.
Matty Matt with a $3 donation. Definitely appreciate that. Hold on just a minute here. Gonna play that in just a minute. Sorry, trying to get my bearings there, Matty Matt.
Hello and welcome to another Celebrity Face Reading. My name is Taylor and today we'll be looking at none other than the infamous Nicholas J. Fuentes. Now, I'm not a Groyper or anything, but I've been keeping tabs on this guy for a while. He's a very fascinating figure, especially in terms of his political longevity. He has become kind of a household name, kind of the face of the...
He isn't no household name, he's a social media name. But your regular average Joe and Jane wouldn't know who the hell he is. We don't know who these kids are.
Radical, nationalistic, white nationalist, anti-Semitic right online and somewhat in person as well. He's sort of the go-to guy to bring on podcasts if you want the most controversial out there far right kind of take on race, Israel, Jewish influence, and so kind of spicy, definitely the most controversial figure that I've covered. But I've got no worries about it. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to analyze his face and let you know what it tells us about his personality. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. We're going to start off with his phenotype, which is more or less his biological race, how his genes and heritage express themselves in his physical appearance. Now, I know that he is obviously part Hispanic from the last name and from other things that I've heard, but I really don't see it in the appearance.
He's a chacho. He's a muchacha. A chili pepper.
I don't see much Native American, and I don't even see that much Spanish. What he looks like to me is very Irish. Specifically, he exhibits a really strong example of the Brun phenotype. Brun is a Cro-Magnon phenotype. It's very common along the Atlantic coast of Europe, in northern and western Europe, especially in more isolated mountainous village areas. Brun is one of the very typical Irish types, and you see that with him. Strong brow ridge, deep set eyes, short, almost snub nose, and that kind of thick, wavy mop of brown hair on the top of the head with those green eyes. It looks very Brun to me. He's partially alpinized as well, which leads to some extra shortness of the nose, some increased softness, decreased robustness to the features, gives him that sort of look. Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to get into his physiognomy, his personality characteristics. We're going to start with his side profile, which will tell us a little bit about his temperament and his inborn traits. As you can see here, if you've been following me for a bit, you might say, oh, he's a sanguine, a pure sanguine. But I would caution against that. He's tilting his head up quite a bit. He's posing for the mugshot. If we edit it and tilt it down a bit, we see his actual side profile, which is mostly sanguine, but not entirely. You see he's actually...
This is funny for all the wrong reasons, Matt.
Actually a sanguine choleric mix. He has a sanguine forehead and a sanguine chin, but a choleric jawline. This is actually the opposite of my temperament, which is a choleric forehead and chin with a sanguine jawline. So what does this mean about his personality? Well, the sanguine type is very outgoing, optimistic, friendly, courageous, kind of kingly and regal, somewhat self-centered in that way where they want to be the center of attention, they want to be in charge, but it's not in a micromanaging or controlling way. It's very much in a heroic, lion-like sort of way. Sanguines made great athletes, actors, salesmen, military officers, soldiers, or in this case, live streamers. They are well suited for live streaming, especially stuff like live debate. However, the choleric jawline means that unlike a typical sanguine, which is more of a short-term runner, they kind of lose interest and energy pretty quickly in long-term endeavors, he actually has the long-term energy of action of the choleric type, which is defined by its long-term endurance and intense energy. So this means that he's going to be more sanguine and optimistic, impulsive, impatient in his intellect and immediate action, but in the long term he's going to be a lot more stable, a lot more focused, a lot more locked in terms of his work and his projects. Now that all sounds very positive, and it is, but the downside comes.
Yeah, I know, Ryan. That's a load of bullshit right there as far as Dubs, even when he knows he's lying, he still continues to lie.
In social situations, he's going to be very charismatic and outgoing and friendly and optimistic and generous and very sanguine in his personal interactions when first meeting people. But as they get to know him and as things get more routine, more serious, more long-term, he's going to become a lot more austere, cold, serious, and choleric. Alright, with that out of the way, we're going to now look at his face shape, which will tell us about his personality archetype and the broad strokes of his personality in general. As you can see here, in his youth, he had a very strong Venus face shape. That's that diamond face shape. That means that he had the diplomat personality archetype. He was very friendly, very focused on loving and being loved, on social causes and aesthetics, and on making peace. He wanted to bring warring parties to the negotiating table to get them to agree. But it wasn't a pure Venus. There was also a square Earth element there, which would express itself in some extra practicality, groundedness, spunky.
Who is this nigga anyway?
A sort of lively, practical kind of intelligence, and I think in his traditionalism. I can remember actually back in the internet blood sports days, if you can remember that absolute dumpster fire, he was known as the optics guy. He was the guy who would come out and say, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't be walking around flying swastika flags and yelling Siege Heil or whatever. Maybe we should try to present ourselves nice. Maybe we should look good. Maybe we should present ourselves well. Maybe we should be friendly and understanding and practical with our messaging, which I think you can see is very much a Venus-Earth combination.
You know, David Duke tried this back in the 70s, but, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing is still a wolf, okay? You can't put lipstick on a pig and kiss it. It's still a pig.
Combination of good aesthetics, peacemaking, putting your argument out there in understandable terms, and earthy sort of pragmatism. And now in the present day, he still very much has that square earth element there, so he's still very pragmatic, practical in his
That almost looks like a mugshot or something.
Intelligence, quite grounded, but that Venus element has gone out the window in exchange for its opposite, a Mars face shape. That's that rectangular face shape. This is the warrior archetype. This means that nowadays he is far more impatient, impulsive, very intense feeler. He loves and hates with equal intensity. Other examples of Mars face shapes would be people like Donald Trump or Elon Musk, and you can see how the tempers run hot with those personalities. They have a strong impulse to fight, and this can be a very good thing. This can drive them to fight for a political agenda, for example, but
What did he get arrested for, Matt? Was it that incident with that fat woman that showed up at his doorstep and he pushed her down or something?
can also hurt relationships. As the old saying goes, Nick Fuentes has been kicked out of 109 friendships, and that is a Mars face-shaped thing. That probably didn't used to happen to him, but he is so hot-blooded now, he's so dedicated to his cause that the tempers flare up and he's out of the relationship. That bridge is burned. But again, that's a Mars phase thing. You got to take the bad with the good. It happened with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Or you look at a non-political example of two Mars phase shapes in a relationship. Look at Bradgelina, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, both pure Mars phase shapes, and the relationship ran hot but extinguished quickly. So it makes sense to me that someone like Nick Fuentes with a Mars phase shape, that aggressive warrior archetype, And someone like Keith Woods, who has a pretty pure Mercury face shape, that's that triangular face shape, which is very sensitive, attention-seeking, intellectual. You get that warrior archetype combined with that magician archetype. They're going to be a powerful combination for a while, but eventually they're going to start to clash, tempers are going to flare. The Mars face person is going to be too aggressive, the Mercury face person is going to be too sensitive, and they're going to split ways. And we saw that's what happened. The last thing I'll say on his face is that he has quite a small inner face, which means that he is quite stress-resistant, aloof, and maybe a bit detached as well. Alright, now we're going to look at his facial features, which will help fill in the minute details of his personality. We're going to start from the top with his eyebrows. They are quite thick, naturally, as you can see, but it looks like they are thinning somewhat. This means that while he naturally has a lot of energy and stamina, and it's quite intense, it has been wearing thin recently, and he's been losing energy. It's not that severe, but it's present for sure. His eyebrows are long, which means that he is a pretty patient person who likes to plan things out. He's very premeditated in his action, likes to draw these big, long, multi-year long plans for his political and personal projects. They are quite low set, however, which means that he's pretty quick and decisive when it comes to judgments. He doesn't take a long time to ascertain all the facts and get everything together before he comes to an emotional judgment of someone or something. He makes those judgments pretty quickly. They're snap judgments. And the last thing I'll mention is that there's a very strong asymmetry with his eyebrows. His left eyebrow in his youth was pretty straight, but now it's pretty sharply arched. This means that his decision-making process in his private life and in personal affairs is quite logical, in addition to being quite competitive, and it shows in general that he has a strong need for control. But his right eyebrow, which shows his decision-making process in his public life, in his professional life, and especially his outer persona that he puts on for the world, is much more amenable and conciliatory. It's very round, which means that he makes decisions in those fields based much more on the consensus of others and based on the feelings of those around him. Alright, now we're going to look at his eyes, which will tell us about his perception and worldview. Now in his youth, they were quite large, very open, innocent, youthful eyes. This means that he was open, innocent, and naive in his worldview. He was very open to others, very trusting, but as you can see over time they got a lot smaller. This means that he became a lot more cynical and distrusting over time. They are almond shaped both in his youth and now, which means that his worldview is based on logic. He sees the world through the lens of his intellect. They are quite deep set, which means that he's a pretty calculating person. He generally thinks before he speaks. He's pretty withdrawn and likes to sort of sit back and observe and watch before coming in with what he's going to say. They are also quite wide set. Not too much. It's subtle, but it's there. They're more wide set than close set.
Probably. His videos are kind of long, actually, and we still got the John Bravo one, Matt, but we should have time to play it because there's not many video submissions, but we'll do one later on there. We'll do Savages.
For sure, which means that he's focused on the big picture. He doesn't get caught
No donation needed for that. I want to hear more of this guy anyway.
Up too much in minute details. He's focused on the big picture and the situation as a whole. Now, in spite of his more pugnacious kind of attitude with that Mars face shape, that sanguine temperament, he actually has a slightly negative canthal tilt, which means that he is generally actually a pretty nice guy, somewhat conciliatory, maybe more on the people-pleasing side at times. It's pretty subtle, so not quite a full-on people-pleaser, maybe, but he's pretty considerate.
What's up, Chuck E. Cheese? How you doing?
Of the interest of others. His upper eyelids are quite thin, which means that he has a pretty small need for intimacy and personal connection. He is a pretty independent person and can go it alone pretty well. Finally, his irises are green, which means that he has a dreamy, imaginative, and very spiritual worldview. Alright, now we're going to take a quick look at his
Dreamy? That's kind of the wrong words to describe something.
ears, which will tell us about how he relates to other people. They're pretty
Oh my god, he does ears too?
wide splayed, which means that he is a pretty independent and nonconformist person. No surprise there, he makes his bread and butter off of controversy and contrarianism, many would say. And his left ear is actually more wide splayed than his right ear is. So in his professional and public life, he's actually more conformist and less contrarian than he is by nature, which is interesting and somewhat counterintuitive to what people say about him, that he puts on contrarianism as a show. It seems like he's actually kind of hiding his power level here, and we'll get more into that later. The last thing on his ears is that the top third of his ears bulge. It's subtle, but it's there, which means that he prioritizes intellectual and abstract matters over material or social ones. Now we're going to take a look at his nose, which will tell us about his behavior and disposition in general. It's pretty short, which means that he's a pretty action-oriented person. He wants to go out and do things and get stuff done rather than just sitting and thinking about it and mulling it over. It was much shorter in his youth, but it has lengthened over time, and the shape has actually changed somewhat as well. It used to have more of that typical kind of Irish snub shape, but it's straightened out over time, which means that he's gotten more steady, reliable,
I would like to know this guy's educational background.
cool-headed, and rational over time. Finally, the tip of his nose is quite round, which means that he is naturally a kind person. Now we're going to quickly touch on his philtrum here, which is that little ridge that runs from your nose to your upper lip. It's pretty deep, which shows a deep well of energy and stamina, similarly to the thick eyebrows. It's quite narrow, which shows a strong moral impulse. He puts principles over pleasure. Finally, it's pretty short, which means he is disinclined to motor activity. Finally, we're going to look at a very important feature on his face because he is a professional broadcaster and live streamer. His mouth, which tells us about his communication style. It's slightly wide, which shows that he is more talkative and sociable than average, but his lips are quite thin. And when you have someone with a pretty wide mouth but thin lips, it means that they're talking a lot, but they're being very measured with what they say. They're not speaking necessarily from the heart. They're calculating what they say, because a thin upper lip stands for hesitancy in communication with the outside world. They don't immediately trust the outside world and others, and so they measure and guard what they let out and how they express what they truly think and feel deep down. Likewise for the lower lip with the inner self. A thin lower lip shows a lack of communication and a poor relationship with the inner self, not really knowing what you really want or how you really feel about something. Back to his upper lip real quick, it looks like it has a high and narrow arch shape. This is the moon upper lip, which means that his communication style is somewhat dreamy, poetic, very flowery and verbose and imaginative. This is the natural upper lip shape for someone with green eyes. Both the corners of his mouth are downturned, which means that he is generally pessimistic in both personal and professional affairs. And finally, it looks like he has a slight gap between his teeth, which goes well with those wide-splayed ears. It means that he does not care about society's expectations for him. The last facial feature that I will point out is that vertical crease in between his eyebrows. That is a worry crease or a line of frustration. That shows some sort of frustration or worry in his life. It's on the left side of his face, which would indicate that it is a past frustration, something in his personal life. It could have to do with his career somewhat indirectly, but it's more in the past than in the present. But no matter what it is, more likely than not, it is some sort of past frustration rather than a present worry. Alright, last thing we're going to do is break down his facial asymmetry. I alluded to this before with talking about his inner and outer persona and how he kind of hides his power level. This is a composite image of two left sides of his face. You can see here the sharply arched eyebrows. He looks very confident, very driven, very kind of aggressive and masculine. This is his inner self. This is his true self. This is who he really is deep down, and it shows in his personal life and in private. But then compare and contrast that to the right side of his face. This is, like I said, his outer persona. What does persona mean? Persona is the Latin word for mask. It is the mask that he puts on to present himself to the world. So we can say that deep down he is a much more aggressive, driven warrior type, very dedicated to his cause, whether that is Catholicism, white nationalism, America First, populism, whatever that may be. But he has this outer persona that presents it in this very friendly, Venusian, peacemaking sort of way, where he'll go on the podcast and he'll put on the hoodie and he'll say, hey, I'm just a regular old American like you, but I just have some concerns about Israel. Not
Yeah, whenever you start bringing up Israel or say the word Jew, you know, people's ears just like...
Not saying there's necessarily anything insidious with that. Most effective political actors do something like that. You're very locked in private, but then in public you present yourself as a much more moderate and common sense, friendlier kind of guy. Alright, so that concludes my physiognomy analysis on Nicholas J. Fuentes. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and make sure you leave a comment letting me know which celebrity I should do a physiognomy analysis of next. This video was done in response to a comment by Never Again 125 under my last video. Thank you for requesting that. Thank you for leaving that comment. And the top comment under this video will be the next celebrity reading I do. This has been Taylor from Prosopa Insights, reminding you to always judge a book by its cover. Thank you for watching.
It's just the same old thing.
I want to know this guy's educational background. I swear. Who is this person? Facial analyst. So this is his website. He charges $599 for phenotype. I bet you this guy makes a lot of money. Smoking. Studied business and Arabic at the University of Mississippi. While studying with the facial analysis. Ah, I see. He was studying with the Bedouins. Okay. All right, now I get him. Now I know where his education's from. Those people in Arabia, they do facial stuff. I didn't know they could turn. I didn't know you could turn it into a business. So, yeah, definitely qualified. That's for sure. If he really did study with those people out in the Arab desert, then yeah, he'd be about the best expert you could possibly be, sort of. All right, let's play the new John Bravo video.
The people that were the closest to you, they told me everything about who you really are. But up until this point, I never had it in black and white. And now that I do, and let me tell you something, you calling me broke? If I'm broke, and you're homeless from the that I've seen, but look at this one. The only money he's getting is from his poor mom. So you guys remember Benny, the bend over asshole, right? Well, he's gonna be bending over really good.
Matt.
Once he watches this video I'm doing on him, that piece of shit, and you guys know him for being that famous PDF file and going around trying to twist that story and deny everything and make himself look like the victim while he also goes around trashing the victim.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing better than being an 18-year-old getting a job from 3 different at the same time. I'm out of here.
Well, we also know he goes around flaunting his cars, his $12 million mansion, saying he's a millionaire.
My life is great. I'm worth over $100 million. I drive a Rolls Royce and a Lambo. I live in a $12 million home. I have 100 different properties. I'm flying private jets. What are you doing?
And he also goes around making videos calling me broke.
He's gonna give his boyfriend, Johnny Bravo, $10,000 for organizing this shit. And Johnny really needs the money, as you know. He's a broke little...
Which I don't understand, because all the shit that he probably knows I know about him, did he really think that's such a good idea? And now I have it all in black and white, and he's not gonna be too happy when I show all you guys this shit.
But winning is literally the best feeling in the world. I can't tell you where I'm at today in life. Being recognized every single place that I go. People scream my name to just get a photo. Women come up to me and tell me that I'm the greatest man they've ever heard speak.
So before we get started, I want to clown this bitch a little bit. Because, you know, it's something that's been on my mind, you know, since I first saw his face. And I know Dubs saw the same thing too. You guys remember that TV show, Friends? And there was a guy named Ross. And
I don't really remember Friends because I didn't watch Friends. I mostly watched Seinfeld and other Negro shows here.
His face was a little fucked up, but he was a nice guy, so nobody wanted to say anything about him, right? Well, if you change his hair a little bit, add a beard, right? Look at him. Doesn't that look like Bend Over? And now, after seeing that, you're never gonna unsee that shit. And now another thing I want to know about him and his brother, you know, the Bend Over brothers, him and Dylan. Why do they always wear matching outfits? Look at them here in the white outfits, right? Copying Peggy. And then matching bathing suits, copying each other. It's like their mother, you know, when they dress up little twin boys. It's that same shit. But it gets even worse. Look at them here in a gay strip club dressed as strippers. What are these assholes doing? And then it started to make all this sense because I remember remember the third guy that was with them in the room when they did all that bad shit to that girl? Well, look at his picture here, and he's doing the same shit, which made that whole story now make more sense to me. So now back to the main subject. We know this piece of shit is probably the biggest liar we've ever seen in this space, right? I mean, remember, cream of some young guy from the poor Chinese restaurant owner.
And I would come to him. He would move all of the tables and he would teach me Kung Fu. I was 10 years old, so I learned how to move with like Kung Fu, you know?
Yeah.
He beat off 30 men at one time. He was a hitman for the Israeli mafia. You remember all that shit. And then how could you forget? Him and his brother and Mayor doing all that shit to the girl, then him trying to twist the story around, trying to make it like she's the liar. He's a known liar, this asshole.
Well, let's clear that up really quick. I have a little guy named Johnny Bravo who brought out a civil lawsuit that went against me and a bunch of other people who were at my birthday party 20 years ago. I was 18, we had a great time, and I don't regret a second of it. My brother was a 14-year-old boy. I got jobs for multiple girls, just to make sure we're clear. Yeah, I was a G. Now, my brother who was 14, also some of the girls played with him, but my parents never pressed charges against anybody because we were just having fun. Now, let me remind you that if I went back there again, I would go over it again and again and again. I'll tell you why. Because there's nothing better than being an 18-year-old getting a job from 3 different at the same time. I'll get out of here. Let's have some fun.
So all he does in his life is lie. So when you see him driving around in his Rolls Royce, in his Lamborghini, the Porsche, the $12 million mansion, don't you guys think that's a lie too?
When I tell somebody you're broke, the only ones that get upset is the ones that see me with a fucking Rolls Royce in the background, a $12 million home, traveling the world, flying private jets, doing whatever it is that I want to do. And they know that they are so lazy that they'll never actually get up and try to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Well, all he does in life, right, to try to get famous online is lie about every aspect of it. And I always say, the more you lie in life, eventually the truth always comes out. And him saying he's rich and all that bullshit, right? Well, recently, a couple days ago, he goes and makes an Instagram story, right? Coming after me and saying, I'm a broke bitch.
I'll only fly out but for JD, I'll fly him out. Offered to also pay for the hotel. And on top of that, I was going to give his boyfriend, Johnny Bravo, $10,000 for organizing this shit. And Johnny really needs the money, as you know. He's a broke little bitch.
And I'm sitting there and I'm
Oh, I wanted to stop Matt. I was going to wait to answer that in just a second, but yeah, I saw what Seinfeld said about it. I mean, why would you go and ask a Jewish person about free Palestine? Obviously, he's not going to like Palestine. He's going to say something like that. I mean, he's a billionaire. Why does he give a shit? That's right, folks. Jerry Seinfeld's a billionaire. It doesn't matter what he says at this point in time. It's like one of those, what are you going to do about it, huh? What, are you going to dox him? Are you going to cancel him? You can't cancel a billionaire. You just can't. Jerry Seinfeld's a billionaire. He doesn't give a shit. It doesn't matter what he says. He's still going to get all that syndication money from Seinfeld. It's not like they're going to pull the show off the air because he said that. I mean, seriously.
I'm like, Ben.
Billionaires don't have to answer to nobody. Once you make $1 billion, you don't give a fuck anymore.
Again, do you think that's a good idea to call me broke when you know I know everything about your life? And your people, the people that were the closest to you, they told me everything about who you really are. But up until this point, I never had it in black and white. And now that I do, and let me tell you something, you calling me broke? If I'm broke, then you're homeless from the shit that I've seen, because all the lies that you have told, the shit I'm about to show the audience, this may be the biggest one. So some of you may not know, Ben was married. His wife left him, probably because she found out about all this bad shit about him, didn't want anything to do with him, right? Well, they filed for divorce. And for those of you people who don't know, divorce records are public. And in those divorce records, they show the financial situations of the people involved. And you guys know, if something's public record and it shows that kind of shit, this asshole calls me broke, I'm gonna get my fucking hands on it. So first I want to say, I'm not one that likes to poke fun at others' financial situations, because listen, we've all been there in life. I've been there a few times. Negative. Thank God I came out of it. But this guy, because of who he is, what he's done, and because he pretends on being somebody he's not, I think the public deserves to see who he really is. So this here is the divorce paperwork, and you see how it says income and expense declaration? This is where, when you divorce somebody, you got to show how much money you were making, right? And over here, he said he was self-employed. He was a contractor. He started 2010, but look here, unemployed. He stopped working in 2022. And when he was actually working, he was making $4,000 a month. He says he's 35 years old. He has a high school degree, which I'm very surprised about. And then it goes here, I last filed taxes in 2024. So this asshole hasn't even filed his taxes for last year. And this is where it gets interesting. It shows his money coming in each month. And he put zero all the way down the line. But look at this one. The only money he's getting is from his poor mom who lives with him, which I'll show you in a second. So his family help, he wrote, they give him $1,000 a month. And then the name of the business, he is not operating one. And then you see here under assets, he circles savings and says he's got 12 grand. I don't think that's millions, he says he's a millionaire. And then under the car, I see.
Here's this value video for later.
Matt with a $3 donation. Yeah, you didn't have to donate there, but I definitely appreciate the donation. Yeah, we'll watch that later on there.
$18,000 as his value. Where's the Rolls Royce? Where's the Lamborghini, you asshole? I think you're lying about that shit. And then it says, where does he live? Who lives with him? It says Rachel, that's his mom, because he lives at his mom's house, and it shows the addresses, but I had to blank him out. Then it shows how much money
What's up, EJ? Welcome to the show.
Spends each month, a few dollars here, a few dollars there. And then on this last page, it shows it's signed by him and his now ex-wife. So it turns out, just like all the other people that we've seen in this space, Vincent Fisher, Peggy, the list goes on, right? These people all lie about their life. And after you saw what you just saw, this asshole may be the biggest one of them all. And what I'm the most curious about in this situation is to see how Ben Dover reacts to this situation. Because like I said, he always wanted to be famous. And we made him famous for being a PDF file. Well, how is he going to react now about being a broke little bitch?
Right now, you're sitting on my Rolls Royce. Yep. My fucking mega mansion. I have all the money that I need. I'm extremely fit. Now you're gonna look at me and say, you know what, this guy's being cocky. He's being arrogant. No, I'm being real. Imagine this. Every single room I enter, I know I'm the best. I know I'm the strongest. I know I'm the most dangerous man in there. I know nobody could take on me. How good do you think that feels? And how sad is it for other men that when I walk into a room, they feel intimidated, whether it is physically, mentally, or emotionally because their wife is staring at me, or possibly wants a photo. Don't you want to be that man?
And babe, you know this new studio move? Do you know what kind of a pain in the ass this is? I haven't been able to film a video for days. But you know what else I've been doing for days? Remember this top T shit? Well, it's some crazy shit. Wait until I show you later what it's doing to me. I'm gonna turn you into my sharmuta. Guys, thanks for watching. Please hit like on my video.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to show the video. Oh, I didn't miss anything, really.
Securians, and you're going to keep up your end of the...
Oops.
The people that were the...
Yeah, you guys didn't really miss anything.
I know I'm the best.
It's just a picture of him just showing his stuff here, so sorry about that. But folks, that's a Johnny Bravo video. You know what I'm going to play next. You guys know what I'm going to play next. Let's talk about Austin Metcalf's father. Well, I will tell you this right now, folks. He didn't have some nice words to say. Now that the trial is over with, woo-wee! I will tell you right now, he went off. I'm telling you right now, he went off. Like a motherfucker.
Austin Metcalf, he just went off on Carmelo Anthony's family. Watch this.
The trial may be over, but the racial polarization among Americans on display outside the Collin County Courthouse continues.
Look at the effect, not just the effect here between the Metcalf family and the Anthony family. Look what it did, one, to those kids they have to live with. Two, it took on this huge, wider, let's have a race war throughout the nation.
Metcalf insists that his son had no racist motives when he approached Anthony about leaving a track team tent.
This case was never about race.
There's going to be those people now that just, try to throw shade on the whole trial with the jury makeup and the speed of it and that sort of thing. I mean...
Well, those are the same people that said he was jumped by 4 people, his phone was broken. You're going to spin whatever story to try to keep yourself afloat.
Metcalf believes Anthony...
by 4 people.
What the hell's going on with his neck? It's kind of odd, but oh well.
His phone was broken. You're going to spin whatever story to try to keep yourself afloat.
Metcalf believes Anthony should have received a life sentence.
Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards.
I would agree he should have received a life sentence.
Wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child, And I swear to God, CPS should come check on those other 3 that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted, baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny, I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone. And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate? Minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit? How about Minister fuck you? Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn into wine. And anybody else can, step up. Don't become kicking rocks in my backyard. Look in your own. The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that what you teach them? Do you teach them that racism is okay? Do you teach them? Do you program your kids to hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it.
You know what? I want to speak about that. Well, growing up, we were pretty much taught to have this animosity towards white people because of the racist past of this country.
I mean, the thing about it is, folks, is that he should have gotten a life sentence. With a 35-year sentence, he'll be eligible for parole probably in 17, and let's not count the other things that he can do to even shorten his sentence here. Now, I don't think he'll be given parole the first time or so forth, but it's going to be, he's not going to do the amount of time that he should be doing. That's why this father is very angry. And I don't blame him neither.
Actually have that animosity. And it's something.
I mean, he'll be out by the time he's 37, 38 years old. Plenty of life left, you know, and probably plenty of money too.
And that each black parent, a majority, I'm not going to say all black parents, but a majority of black parents teach that to their kids. And it's because what our parents went through. My parents grew up in the Jim Crow South, so they had a lot of trauma and they passed that on to us. Yeah. Unknowingly, I think, but they should have made it aware to us, hey, we had it rough growing up, but man, things have proved a lot. No, they doubled down and said, man, these white people are evil.
To hate, to kill. From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong. We got white people that embarrass out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that. And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. I'm going to tell you right now. Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a and a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You're a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge?
Corpseman, because he is a high-profile case, he'll be in protective custody maybe for about a year or 2 years. Once the media attention dies down, he'll probably be moved to general because because he murdered someone. He's in max. He's going to be in maximum security for murdering someone. So he'll be medium, he'll be max. I'm not for sure, but definitely won't be in minimum security. They'll put him in protective custody for probably about a year or two. Which he'll probably, he probably won't object to be moved to general because when you're in protective custody, that means you're locked down for about 23 hours. you can't do anything. Now, he'll have books, he'll have a TV, he may even have an iPad or tablet or so forth. He'll probably have that. But being locked in your cell for 23 hours, that plays on you. At least in general, you could walk amongst the other inmates. You can go out to the yard, and you can take up a job, chain gang type thing. But man, his first year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be miserable for him being in protective custody. Lord knows you can't throw him out there. Aryan Brotherhood, they'll try to cut that nigga.
Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, Brody? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Carmelo Anthony is a perfect example of that. Yeah, and so far, I agree with everything this man has said. Everything. It's not one thing I disagree with. Yeah. Because everything he said is true, 100% true. Right.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such a little boy y'all was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
Hate to break it to you, but that's not racist. That's true. He's a felon, and everybody knows black people love watermelon. Yeah, well, that's how I know he's not racist.
Actually, I hate watermelon. I absolutely hate watermelon. Now, I like the candy watermelon, but watermelon in itself it's just watery. It's got a lot of freaking seeds in it and stuff here.
Right. He can't even be racist if he wanted to. I've been around racist people. I know when I see a racist person. And Mr. Metcalf here, that man don't have a racist bone in his body. Trust us, we grew up in the South. I know a racist when I see one. I can feel the aura off them. As soon as they look at you, like, damn, they're looking at you like they want to hang you. Yeah. He's responding because of all these dirty lies, all these accusations they're making about him and his family. Calling his sons freaking bullies and whatnot. When Carmelo Anthony never had a scratch on him. And he's just throwing what they're throwing at him. For the most part, I mean, the things I've seen black people say over the last 3 days, oh man, it's just evil. And it's all lies. Yeah. And he's the one with a dead son. Right.
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's going to have many nights to think about what the f*** he did. I forgave him, so I don't carry the hate and the anger. How poetic justice is served. You just threw up a big softball and knocked it out of the park. Thank you for making it so easy for me. So you can live with your lie if you want to, but my truth is forever. Just like the fact your son is a convict and a killer. Forever. Forever is a long time. What's your master plan, Mr. Anthony? To use your son as income and soak up as much money playing victim to line your pockets and then abandon him when he's at sentencing or victim impact? You just left him up there by himself?
Yeah, that wasn't cool. They should have been there for him.
Amazing. What?
Yeah, that goes to their character. Yeah. And they got all that money and they still got him a public defender. It just speaks to how broken black people's culture is. How do you stab?
Yeah, he got a public defender and raised all that damn cash.
And kill somebody at a track meet. And then the black community embraces him. Yeah. Shows that there's a lot of evil in us. Yeah, in our culture. I don't even know if you can call it culture. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm starting to think it's genetic.
What about you, Drew? What kind of father are you? You want to talk about what kind of father? All right, let's talk about what kind of father you are. Let's talk about your arrest. Let's talk about your warrants. Oh, was it drugs? Coke? You did? Tell me some other. Let's pull it up, because I'm welcome every one of you to pull up my criminal history. Someone who tried to make up some bullshit saying I'm a sexual assault person. Guess what? If you're convicted of sexual assault in Texas, you have to register. Please check the registry. Please check my background in criminal history. It's not there.
And the lies they continue to spread about him and his family, and he's the one with the dead son. As far as the jury and the judge, I mean, the jury did their job, but the judge was too lenient. He should have life in prison. I know he's got to do at least 17 years before he's even the ability to receive parole, But I don't even think he should have that opportunity.
Yeah.
He should spend the rest of his life in prison.
To claim self-defense in that setting, at a high school track meet where there's teachers, it's staff.
Hundreds of witnesses.
Yeah, this didn't happen in some dark alley at 2 o'clock in the morning. This happened at a public school event, and you're claiming that you felt your life was in danger?
That's not true. That's gaslighting us.
Yeah, and didn't you stab the kid in the chest and you don't have a scratch on you?
Disproportionate use of force.
Exactly.
Your life was never at risk. Everything, the whole defense is a lie. Hey, everybody, if you support what we do, don't forget how you can support the Hodge Twins at officialhodgetwins.com. Right now, we're giving away a Jeep Gladiator and $10,000 in cold hard cash. To get in and to win, anything you purchase on my website gets you automatically in it to win. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said before.
We're going to start with something that we've been wanting to.
Yeah, I'm not going to play you, bitch. $700,000. Then they raised even more money. And they got him a public defender. Wasn't there during the sentencing or anything like that. I mean, they called this man so many horrible names out there. Now, normally I wouldn't dig the word watermelon felon, but I'm gonna give him a couple. I'm gonna give him a black pass. The great one is gonna give him a black pass because all the racist stuff that's been coming out of black folks' mouth against him and his family, and calling him a sex offender and all this other stuff. I mean, seriously. I mean, they were harassing, threatening his family and I mean, look at this here.
I'm Christina Oyo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Protesters outside the Carmelo Anthony first-degree murder trial are causing quite the commotion as the ones supporting Anthony are screaming at officers and people who are there supporting Metcalf. One man wearing a red cap with African chains and two women were yelling directly in the faces of police officers.
Only good crackers are dead crackers. Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
That same man was also yelling across the street at a man in a wheelchair and another holding a flag. He calls them a derogatory name for Caucasians 18 times while threatening to push them into the grave.
Gee, I wonder what that...
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough. Push you right into that grave. You heard what I said, cracker.
That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Oyo.
Like I said before, they were just hollering a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, the mints have just begun. I know, it's a Boondocks episode, Matt. It is a straight-up Boondocks episode. It's just going to get nastier and nastier. And we're here for all the mints, too. I mean, I swear. Randy Jackson, I don't care if he got on Ozempic. You know, the minute they get off the Ozempic, they're going to just plump back up, literally. They'll just plump right back up. Non-negotiable. They're just going to get fat. Ain't that right, Christian? Isn't that right? Oh, boy. This has got to be the most tiredest sex porn star I know. How in the world is it possible to have so much gumption to practically do everything to anyone to anything? I mean, he's a national treasure, you know. You actually have to call him the 10th wonder of the world to be able to screw so many people. You all right in my book, nigga. You all right, Christian. You all right. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, folks, it's just going to get nasty. I mean, this is only just begun. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of. I don't know what this is the beginning of, but I'm actually kind of scared and excited at the same time. I will swear, I swear, and Ryan, you back me up on this. Matt, you back me up on this. Chuck E. Cheese, you back me onto this. Has this not been the mintiest 2 years ever? Especially with not counting just Donald Trump, just all the shit that's been happening for the past 2 years. This has been the mint. Right now, I thought 2025 was minty. 2026 is just super minty. I mean, America is in freaking chaos right now. It's just angry. I mean, you could literally taste the hatred in the air. Literally. I mean, Germany and other countries are beginning to refurbish those ovens for the Jews, basically. I mean, it's just getting nasty. I swear, it's just getting nasty.
I got laid off work as an architect in New York City, and
you know, I don't really want to play any Ed Connors videos. I'll go ahead and play this one for you there, Ryan, but don't publish any more Ed Connors videos.
I went around the country looking for a job, and I was offered a position here in LA to design the new Neiman Marcus store in Beverly Hills, which I just visited. You can see it on my Instagram story. But while I was traveling, I went to Disney World in Orlando. They were going to be building a new theme park, Epcot, and they were hiring. But while I was there, I went over to Orange Avenue Gym to meet a friend of mine who was training there, and that's where I met Pete Krimkowski. And I said, you know, I had just come from LA, and I'd gone to Gold's Gym in when it was on Ocean. And at the time I was there, you know, there was nobody bigger than Pete. And I said, God, you know, you're the biggest person I've ever seen. You belong out in LA. And I knew there was an upcoming Mr.
EJ, I'll be fine in Matt, I heard that he did donate $600,000 and that was really good of him there. I mean, but it's just going to get nasty out there, folks. It really is. I'll be careful in Carolina, but you know, I don't live around the crazy Negroes or anything. That's why I stay out here. It's quiet out here.
Mr. World contest. And he said, well, I'd love to be there, but I'm going through divorce. I have no money, no car. And I said, well, if I take that job out there, I'll you know, you can come out and stay with me and get on your feet, and we'll go from there. So he did. And 4 years later, or less than that, he called me up and said, Ed Gold's Gym is for sale. Are you interested? And I thought I was be one of, you know, a dozen or so shareholders. And it turned out it was just me and Pete and one other person at the time. So this is.
May I ask what price you bought it back then?
Well, $100,000 plus, assuming some debt.
Yeah.
But we only had, between the three of us, we only had $50,000. So I went to a bank and borrowed $50,000.
But it was back then. It was basically like almost a garage gym. Like
oh yeah, I mean, see, this is why I wrote the book.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand how far we've come with the fitness industry.
Yeah.
Back then, when I bought Gold's Gym at 1452 2nd Street in Santa Monica with Pete and eventually Tim, it was 4,500 square feet, 90 by 50 feet.
Do you know how many square foot it has now?
4,500. Now it's 26,000 if you don't count outside. Yeah. And but we evolved. When we moved the gym back here in '81, I was working down the street for the famous Charles Eames architect firm.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this building, this warehouse for part of the first bay for rent for a one of four bays.
Nah, I've already finished planning it. We'll go ahead and do it there. So,
and that was our luck in life, our fate. We moved into a 4-bay warehouse, and over time, over 9 years, we evolved from 9,100 square feet to 26,000. So we had room to put in a cardio and an aerobics room and posing room. When we bought the gym in '79, there wasn't one bike in the gym that I remember.
Yeah, it was
in fact, 44 years ago, I opened up the first gym franchise in America in San Francisco. I'd gone to UC Berkeley, and there was a gym for sale, ironically called Diamonds. They felt if they couldn't be Gold's Gym, they'd be the next best thing, which was Diamonds. But I remember buying Schwinn squirrel cage bikes for $350 to put in that gym. But this is an important point in a way to tell your young listeners is that, everyone's so busy communicating on their phone, they're missing a lot of the world. And, what if I had never approached Pete Grimkowski in Orlando, Florida? Or what if he had never responded? We talk. It's time. People need to put down their phones and engage.
Yeah, Ed Connors is responsible for the buildup of the bodybuilding industry, along with other things. And like I said, folks, I'm not going to really get into why I don't really discuss Ed Connors or anything like that. I will say that it has to deal with a job that Ed wanted me to do probably back in 2010 that I pretty much told him he can shove it, basically. But there are certain people in the bodybuilding industry that I don't mess with here. He's one of those people. I try to, for the most part, we're still somewhat pals or so forth. I just try not to really talk to him per se. I'd rather stay on his good side than his bad side. Let's put it that way. Would be the best way to describe it. But there was one time I told him I wasn't going to do it. And that he could shove it and do it himself if he wants to. I've known Ed for 20 years or so forth. Other people know him. But, you have to understand, folks. One thing. If someone is not saying bad things about someone who, pretty much, then that just tells you something. I really don't want to mess with Ed Connors. You don't want to mess. If you're in the fitness industry, you don't want to mess with him neither. That guy has a lot of power behind him that you guys will probably never comprehend or even know, basically. I know what Ed Connors is all about in every aspect there. And I just, for the most part, I just really just see him as being there, and stuff. But yeah, eventually when he's long gone, it's going to be, whenever he's long gone, folks, and he's passed away, you're going to hear a bunch of stories about Ed that, that couldn't be published while he was still alive. I'm just going to put it to you that way. I'm not going to say anything about Ed Connors. Whenever he passes away, if I'm still alive, I will then at that point in time tell you everything about Ed Connors. For right now, no. I don't, I really...
The Metcalf family...
I don't need to deal with Ed Connors. I'm just going to put that out there. Just don't want to. Not going to touch that.
Family has gone through a hell that most cannot and do not want to even fathom. But for Carmelo Anthony's supporters outside the courthouse, that wasn't enough. Watch as they taunt the Metcalf family on their way out.
I want you guys to know that I am 6 foot even. My phone is at my head. And the guy in the back is his brother. Carmelo Anthony was 5'9", 5'8", something like that. So you had 2 of those people standing over him.
It's hard to find the words to adequately describe how disgusting these people are, isn't it? But being a Carmelo Anthony supporter means living in a world of your own made-up fantasies, like finding a guy you think was a juror and just hitting him.
Hey, what, you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
I mean, how can he be on jury selection? This is Florida. I mean, look at this stuff here.
Just hitting him.
Hey, what, you on jury selection?
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Seriously. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
He was on jury selection.
No, he wasn't. He's a vet. He's a vet. He's a vet. He's a vet. He ain't been on jury selection.
I ain't worried about that. You gonna die. Oh, I thought you was on jurisdiction for car.
Might be, oopsie doopsie, I just assaulted you for no reason, oh well. Then we had Carmelo Anthony's grandma leaving the courthouse looking for any microphone to make a fool of herself. Let's hear from Carmelo's parents.
My son is no murder. My son didn't intend to hurt anyone.
But he hurt someone. Any intelligent human being would have just simply walked away from the argument. At the very least, he didn't have a knife. You duke it out like men, all right? If you're going to fight like a man. If someone ain't armed with a weapon or anything, you duke it out. You can't go and stab or shoot him. That's a bitch move. That's a pussy move.
Illusion. We thought we was gonna get a fair shake. What stuck out to me, number one, was the all-white jury. But I was trying to be, like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the truth is on our side.
Everyone actually lied on the stand.
Everyone.
All of the witnesses' statements were inconsistent. All of them.
So we're running with the jury was inevitably racist because they were all white and everyone who spoke at the trial was a liar. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to never see or hear from these two ever again. Of all the mentally challenged takes Jasmine Crockett had on this case, she was spot on about one thing.
And we're going to have just some real conversations about race in this country.
Yeah, we sure are. Because if these kinds of insane views and attitudes are this pervasive, then we've got a serious problem.
Hell, we already had problems. I mean, literally speaking, I used to think that a race war would be a complete joke, but I guarantee, while it's not going to be full out a whole United States fighting, there's gonna be a couple of spotted areas in the country where there will truly be a race war, to where they're gonna be shooting up things here. It wouldn't be worth waste. It wouldn't be worth. It would not be worth the waste of water on them. I mean, seriously. It wouldn't be. Man, that's just messed up, folks. It really is.
So I'm sure all of you guys have heard the Carmelo Anthony verdict at this point. And this right here seems to be the prevailing opinion that I'm seeing online. Everywhere I look, it's people
Who is this spook anyway?
posting videos like this, outraged that Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years. I want you guys to watch this clown, and then I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I'm frustrated with the 35-year sentence, but it's not the same reason this clown is. Anyway, let's get into this guy's video, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this situation.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the shit that y'all scared to say about this verdict today. The reason why Austin felt so comfortable putting his hand on Carmelo, even though Carmelo has set a boundary, is because white people still see us as their property. Oh yeah, even though we're not in slavery, they still look at us as their property, honey. The fact that we even want to set up a
Honey?
boundary, to them, that's us having audacity for trying to have bodily autonomy. And we already know Caucasians are curious creatures. So they're going to test the limits. They're going to poke the bear. They're going to push the button. And they're going to cross the line every damn time. And it's always going to start off small as a little microaggression, like mispronouncing your name, not calling you by your title. Then all of a sudden it starts to get physical. And even though they put their hands on us first, even though they pressed our buttons first, we will always be seen as the aggressor. We will always be the villain, not the victim. Because let me tell you why. Because being black and existing is a form of resistance to these white supremacists. Every system that they set in place was meant for us to fail.
Bro, we literally have nothing but systems in place that give preferential treatment to non-white men. That's literally every bit of every system we have in this country. Look how many woke leftists, how many woke anti-white leftists, or let me reword that, woke anti-white male leftists have infiltrated the judicial system. Are you guys nuts, bro? Is this guy insane? How can you watch that trial unfold and claim to be following it to any capacity and have this type of a take? That is crazy. And again, he talks about oppression and systems. Dude, every single company hires based on race now. They take that into account with every decision they make, and they all give preferential treatment to non-white men. We have housing programs giving such a leg up to homeownership to people that don't really deserve it at all based on their race, and they're using my white ass tax dollars to do that. You want to talk about injustice?
I hate it when people say my tax dollars. It's also my tax dollars. It's everybody. Folks, don't make the excuse of my tax dollars. All right? Because everyone pays taxes. Even illegal immigrants, they pay taxes.
You want to talk about frustration? This is like the most pathetic gaslighting I've seen in a long time. And again, this is the majority of people that I've seen online now. This is the majority of them having weird takes like this.
But yet we have prevailed. We still find joy, even though we're faced with injustice. We still find hope when things are hopeless. Let me say this in closing to any Caucasians watching this. Like a bow, I don't care how far you try to pull us back and back and back. The kinetic energy in the black community will always propel us forward.
Hasn't been lately, that's for sure.
Bro, these are people who see everything in race. They literally see everything through the lens of black and white.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I do see everything in black and white, and I will be honest with you folks. A black person, including myself, will always look at society different from a white person. All right? I mean, that's just here. I have unique issues that I have to deal with as a black man that white people don't have to deal with. But here's the difference, folks. Let me take the great one take off his glasses here. There's no such thing as white privilege or black fatigue or anything like that. Everyone, rich, poor, white, black, Asian, or whatever, is going to have problems in their life. It may not be, you may not have a problem with race. You may have issues with financial issues. You may have issues with disease, probability for cancer. You may go blind. You may be deaf. You may have gotten into a horrible car accident. You may be a paraplegic, a quadriplegic. Everyone is going to have some shit that happens to them. Not everyone is going to live a perfect life. It just isn't there. There's not a good life. There's not a bad life. There's just life, folks. Chuck E. Cheese, you got problems probably out there. You don't have black people's problems, but you got white people's problems, and you got your own personal problems. Everyone else got them. All right? So I'm not going to go and hinge my problems as being unique upon somebody else here. Because at the end of the day, regardless as far as a black problem, a white problem, or a personal problem, it's still a problem that you got to deal with, all right? Nobody gets off fucking scot-free, all right? You can't compare one problem with another problem, all right?
The people that are outraged
Everybody is dealing with some sort of shit, basically.
with this verdict, the only reason they're outraged is because Carmelo Anthony was black. Straight up. That's all that it is. They don't care about the facts. They don't care about the eyewitness statements. They don't care about any of that stuff. And another point I've seen a lot of them make is there were no black jurors. There should have been black jurors. And they say that because they know that just like the O.J. Simpson trial.
Even if there were black jurors, they would have still found him guilty. That wouldn't have made no difference.
And many others, they expect the black jurors or non-white jurors of any kind to side with Carmelo Anthony because he's black. That's why they talk about the race of the jurors so much. Because again, they see everything through the lens of black and white. That's how most of these people think today. And videos like this get massive likes, massive support. I've seen so many of these woke, anti-white Asian women and Hispanic women and white women posting these same videos. Like, they're so brainwashed by this weird woke leftist school system and the garbage anti-white propaganda and the trash music they listen to and the trash culture that they follow that you can show them any evidence you want. You can show them the eyewitness statements. You can show them anything. It doesn't matter. They're not going to budge off of this opinion, off of this stance, because this is the outlook on the world that these people have. And I got to say something else that a lot of people don't seem to understand. White people seem to be the only ones in mass, like for the most part, they seem to be the only ones that I see that say things like, we need to unify. Let's just live and let live. We need.
That's also not true. You got a lot of crazy white folks out there
to coexist. We need to turn the other cheek. None of these people really feel that way. None of these people think that way. They don't talk that way. So I don't know how much longer you guys are going to try to project that onto the world and project that onto a world full of people like this who hate you and have no problem with violence being thrust upon you if the person that's doing it looks like them. Like, I don't know how much more you guys are going to spew that garbage with zero progress being made at all in the minds of other people. Like, you guys just look like fools at this point when you walk around here trying to be overly nice to people who hate you. You look like fools, quite frankly. And what I'll end it with is this. At the end of the day, Austin Metcalf is gone. His family has been destroyed. His brother had to watch him die in his arms. And Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years, which is disgustingly light, in my opinion, in which he's eligible for parole in 17 years, which he will get. He will get paroled in 17 years. Probably sooner. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Which means when he's like roughly 35 years old, he'll be a free man. He'll be a free man at 35 years old, as he intentionally took the life of Austin Metcalf. Ruined his life, ruined his family's life, and he will be out in 17 years. That's the injustice. That's what you guys should be outraged about. And the fact that so many people have this take on the situation, I would say it makes me sick, but not really. It doesn't surprise me one bit, not even a little bit. Because we live in a world now that is just full of woke leftist anti-whites. And they fuel it by propagandizing these people into seeing everything through the lens of them being the victim. And it's not just black people. Like, there is such a rise in, like, the woke anti-white Asian people and Hispanic people and every non-white person for that matter. And even white women. White women as well.
Again, not exactly true. I think everyone is becoming a polemist, basically. I blame Facebook for giving such... the problem is that some people's opinion should just not be out there. And the internet and social media has caused a person whose opinion would normally would be ignored back in my day in the 90s. And now they have a voice by putting out their bullshit, basically. I think that's what the issue is.
They're on board this for sure. As
I don't hate white people. I mean, I hate white individuals, but I hate black individuals. If I hate someone, it's going to be the individual, not an entire. I can't hate an entire race. There's millions and millions of white people out there. I can't hate every single one of them. Heck, I mean, first off, start with my ex-husband. Literally. What is this shit, basically? Oh boy. But are they really white women? Maybe. I don't want them to be white women.
As well. Because this is what pop culture's been pushing for so long. This is what reinforces all of the lies that your disgusting woke leftist school system has pushed for so long. These people believe all of the garbage they've been hearing since they were children. They believe all of the propaganda and garbage and lies that they've seen get pushed by these radical leftists and these anti-white scum rappers and Hollywood actors and actresses. They believe all of the propaganda they've seen in every TV episode, every commercial, every movie. They believe it all. The social programming has got them hook, line, and sinker. So this is the way these people think. And I don't have an answer for you guys other than I don't know how much more you're going to try to be nice to people like this and coexist when they don't want that. Like this guy right here, there's nothing you're going to say to make him like you. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to change his worldview. This is somebody who sees everything through the lens of race. He does not like white people, just like all the goofballs in his comments that are supporting this and all the other endless videos that I've seen posted like this that are calling for violence. They're belittling Austin Metcalf and his family, saying his brother should have got it too, and over somebody who got a very light sentence for taking someone's life. Premeditatedly, in my opinion. Why else would you go to a track meet with a knife? I don't know. Just my thoughts. Anyway, hopefully you guys can have a higher IQ than this. Hopefully you guys can see things for what they really are instead of this garbage propaganda. Because again, nobody is discriminated against in this country like white men. White men are the ones that are getting the most discrimination.
Oh, come on. Again, folks, let me get back to my speech. Nobody is really getting discriminated against. Every race, it seems as though you got a bunch of white people and you got a bunch of black people whining about being discriminated against.
In every way, whether it be hiring practices, whether it be all these weird programs that help people based on race with your tax dollars, might I add, or the propaganda in the school system, or the music industry, TV, movies, Hollywood in general, all of it just pushes anti-white garbage, anti-white male garbage. And this bleeds into everything. Look at the dating market. Look at all these white men who are trying to date, and they have to sit here and endure conversations with women who have the same worldview as a goofball like this. Do you guys realize how many women that have messaged me online or on these stupid dating apps that are eager to sit down with me, and then I sit down with them on a first date, and the minute they open their mouth, they're spewing anti-white garbage or anti-white adjacent garbage, woke leftist garbage? Like, you guys have to consider dating scum like that, who are never going to respect.
Why are you even using a dating app? I mean, folks, if you want to meet someone that shares your same values, you go where they go, you know? If you want to date a Republican lady or so forth, go to a Republican convention. You want to date a nice black woman or so forth, go to church or something, you know? Picking up people on a dating site, you know, it's mixed nuts, basically. And when I say nuts, I mean two big ones here.
Respect you. The propaganda has worked so well, they're never going to respect you guys. Those women always see you as the bad guy or lesser than or oppressor. Like, they're never gonna hold you up the way a woman should view a man that they supposedly love. It's not gonna happen. It's not possible because of the propaganda. Almost like that's on purpose. Anyway, at the end of the day, don't hate anybody because they spew nonsense like this. Don't let this negativity ruin you. I don't care what race you are. Don't let this negativity or the vitriol of people that you see online, don't let that ruin you. Still try to be a good person, but understand what's going on around you and understand that takes like this are not uncommon. And unfortunately, everybody sees everything through the lens of race today. And 35 years to Carmelo Anthony, that's light. The fact that he'll be out in 17 years, that's disgusting. And to have a take like this, which obviously is a very popular take online from what I've seen, that just shows me how lost we are as a society and how cooked we are as a people.
One thing I will agree with them, we are cooked. Because it's just going to get a lot worse, folks. Social media is just literally killing people's common sense. I mean, in my day, we used to throw up dukes, and now any little petulant argument can result into someone getting shot. They're not doing it in other countries. It makes me want to move somewhere else here, literally. It just makes me want to go somewhere else, essentially. It really does. I mean, sometimes you just don't, I don't really, it's one of those things that, you don't want to.
What's up, folks? Welcome back.
By the way, folks, we're playing a lot of Austin Metcalf stuff here, so I think this will be the last one. Then we're going to play some Sam Sulik stuff.
I actually have hair. Bet most of you thought I didn't. Never see me without a hat on. I'm trying to bring the mullet back a little bit. Anyways, y'all don't care about that. Today is a video for the black community. I want to start by saying that I am not inherently a racist person. I'm a person that is based off of a couple of things. One of them is respect. If you don't come at me with respect, or you don't hold your own self to a high level of respect to the people around you, etc. And it doesn't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're purple, it doesn't matter if you're a fucking Willy Wonka Oompa Loompa. The second one is kindness. How do you treat people? Are you a dick? Do you try to get over on people? If that's you, miss me. But unfortunately, there are increasingly more amount of black people online talking shit to white people, saying that they're going to come hunt them down.
There's a lot of white people saying that. Let's. I don't even want to get into Chud the Builder.
Over Carmelo Anthony killing Austin Metcalf. So here is my message to you. You don't want to go up against us. Let me give you a little reminder of history. You were slaves. We weren't. Do I agree with it? No.
Well, we also enslaved people too. We enslaved the Jews, and we sold you the slaves. And some black people in the U.S. used to own slaves. That's why I don't think of slavery as much of a big deal. Slavery was a time of things. Even Andrew Jackson was a slave, basically. They sent slave catchers after him. Slavery got shit done in the 1800s and beyond and beforehand. That was before the Industrial Revolution happened. There were slaves that got things done. That was just the way things are. So I don't see slavery as racism. I see it as a times of things. And even in Africa, if you go to Africa, they still got slaves there. Literally. There's actually videos on it too.
But that's the reality of it. Wasn't the other way around. We are extremely capable. We just choose to not do it. We don't want a problem, but we will fucking finish a problem. That's how I was raised. Don't ever start a fight, but if somebody starts one with you, you fucking...
And we're just gonna cut this out. Well, actually, let's just do this here.
Finish it. And that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of the position you're putting us in. And you may not be happy that you did it, because I'm seeing people just go around and slap the shit out of white people on the street. You may do it to the wrong guy, or you may do it to a guy who's got somebody like me as a buddy. I just hope you understand that you're poking the bear. You're poking the bear. And I can tell you confidently that the white people, really everyone in America, but mainly the white people, we are fucking done with this. We are fucking done. Here
Just certain white people.
we have a guy by the name of the Black Tucker Carlson saying, fuck all white people, let's kill America. And it has Dead Loser on Austin Metcalf.
Like I said, folks, social media has given a voice to people who really shouldn't have a voice whatsoever. It's like a megaphone for people like this. You know, back in the 90s, we wouldn't have to deal with this shit. Social media is just tearing apart, you know, common sense.
And BLM. Oh, isn't that cute? Really, BLM? Did a black person just get killed, or did a white kid just get killed? But you guys want to yell BLM. You guys don't even like each other. You guys kill each other in droves. You got Crips, you got Bloods, you got all of it. You guys sit there and brag and rap songs about killing black people. You don't give a fuck about black people. Black people don't care about their own race. But all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter when what? Y'all kill off a white guy? Explain that to me. How does that work? Seriously. I'm really trying to understand the thought process behind this. It gets better, though. Here is a guy pissing on Austin Metcalf's grave. Where's George?
Did they really do that shit? I hope to God that they didn't do that. I mean, I really hope they didn't.
George Floyd buried? I'm just curious. Where's George Floyd buried? What if a bunch of white people went to his grave and pissed on it, posted it on social media, and said, the next day I'm going to shit all over it, because that's what this guy did? What would y'all do? I'm just curious. Would y'all have a temper tantrum and go into the streets or try to find the guy and try to kill him? I bet you would. Let me just give this man a piece of advice. I am better than most as far as finding stuff on the internet or finding out things about people. I have a lot of resources to do that. But it took me about 5 minutes to get all this dude's information, including his phone number. So, sir, whatever your name is, I would think about that before you go and do this, because there are people out there who are not fucking around about this. You think you're so badass. You think this is so cool that you're going to go over here and post a picture of you pissing on somebody's grave. This is 2026, man. All of your information's on the internet.
And then what are you going to do about it? You're going to go mess with this guy and then you're going to get yourself in trouble? Who cares? All right? Who really cares? Get his information, fine. You can dox him and everything like that. But if you're encouraging violence against this person, then you get yourself locked up too. That's not worth it. Speak against it, but don't take it to that next level.
It's a piece of advice, because people do this crap and they think they're badass and they think they're going to get away with it. You might, or you may not. And then it became a meme. I mean, I don't know what the women are doing. What are you trying to tell everybody, that you're trannies?
Yeah, this is all AI, basically. It's just AI. You know, that's another thing about AI. It can be quite dangerous, because you get stuff like this here. It's just AI bullshit. You're going to see more of that, and it's just going to turn the heat up on things, literally, just the heat.
You never really know. They all wear wigs anyways, but is this really what we're resorting to here? We got one more clip that I'm going to show, but I just, once again, I want to just give a piece of advice to all of these people. And I can tell you confidently, white people are done with you. Not all of
Again, certain, not all. And even black people are done with these black people too.
you. Some of you act responsibly, act classy, and we are good with you, but the majority of you, we're done. And you are going to see changes. You think people have been racist? Serious? You think people haven't treated you well? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you come into a store and you're sagging your pants or you're mouthing off to somebody, I am going to get the fuck in your face and I'm going to tell you to shut it the fuck down.
and you're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to go to jail. Really smart. Not worth it, folks. Not worth it. That's the same type of anger that Carmelo Anthony utilized when he went and stabbed it. It's like Yoda says, anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side.
And you're not going to like it because I'm not some little small dude who you can be like, oh, I'll fuck you up, bro. No, you're not. You're not going to. You're going to shit your fucking pants. If your own community doesn't want to police your people, I will do it. I will do my part for you, okay? Because I have gone to Walmart, I've gone to a grocery store and seen for the last time a group of people losing their shit because they won't take a fucking coupon. Or my EBT isn't working. So give me it anyways.
I've seen plenty of white people do that too as far as coupons are concerned. That's not a black thing. That's just an ignorant thing.
Or I want a huge discount. No. You pay your fucking way. And then we have a guy who's saying, can we have a national whooping white people day? And I'm not going to really bring sexuality into this, but I feel like you guys are going to figure it out pretty quick. Once again, let me recommend this to you, man. We sit in fucking trees all day and hunt. If I have no remorse putting down a beautiful doe, think I'm going to have a problem defending myself for going up against any of you? No, I'm not. But if you want to bring it and you want a national white whooping ass day, like I said, you're going to regret it.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Why in the world would you even give a voice to this spook for? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Who is this nigga anyway? You know, this nigga in back in the 90s, you would never hear about him. He would just be generally ignored. But social media just amplifies shit to where if I wanted to look for a video like this, you can find it. Who is this person anyway? Is he of any modern social stature or so? Yeah, he is kind of cringe. But I have no clue. He's like conservative Cuban. Like this guy. He's like conservative Cuban. Why should we listen to this nigga for? Why should we listen to this honky for? No reason whatsoever. I don't care if he has 906,000 subscribers. So what? So what?
For killing that white boy. See, they not used to this shit happening to them, y'all. My only problem is it should happen more. This is where I'm fucking up. This is where I got a problem with my people. It should happen more. We should make a day like every Thursday or every Wednesday where we just wake up and fuck up a white girl or a white boy. Just pick a little girl, smack the shit out of her. Little boy, smack the shit out of him. Old lady, white, whatever. We should set up a day once a week where we just fuck them up, y'all. Until they go back to the mountains. Yeah, let's set a day where we just fuck them up. Oh, just cause we wake up, we yawn, we brush our teeth, we wash our face, and we go outside and we just fuck them up. First. That's how we gotta start getting our day started. Can we?
Dude, you don't look like you could hurt a fucking fruit fly. You'd probably go get a coffee with one though, just by how you sound.
Yeah, but you're giving this guy air. This guy doesn't even deserve airtime whatsoever. He deserves absolutely no airtime. None. He just doesn't. Why give that person airtime? I don't seem to get it.
And how you look. So, I mean, look, nobody's stopping you from doing this. Where you at, man? Where you at, man? I'm about an hour outside of Austin. Why don't you come find me in public? I'll be very respectful to you. I'll be calm the entire time. But as soon as you swing on me, you're going to fucking learn. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to spend your time on? Because that's not what I want to do. I just want to have a good day. I want a peaceful life, not have to deal with this kind of crap, not have to deal with privileged people who think that they can just off a white person and then put crap like this out there.
We please pick a day where we just fuck them while you were up. Just beat their ass. Especially the old ones.
Beat their ass.
Just beat their ass, the kids. Just beat their ass. Man. Everybody, get in the comments. Let's set up a day where we just fuck. Where's national fuck white people every day? Seriously, we just beat them up. Just walk up to them and be there. Shit about to change whether they know it or not. They talking all this shit online, this racist shit. But the reality, they gonna have to get out here with us in a minute. And boy, I can't wait to...
See, this is the weirdest thing to me. This is the weirdest shit ever. You guys say stuff like this. You say, well, I want to fuck up white people. But then you claim racism. Bro, what the fuck? is going through your brain. It's like you guys have this card of like, okay, I can use racism at any time. I want to fuck up white people. I have a problem with white people. But then once I don't feel like that, or it's the next day and maybe I'm off my period, then it's, oh man, this white person was so mean to me in public. No fucking shit. It's called respect. You get it when you give it, you fuckhead. Let him finish.
The day we beat the fuck out these crackers. They don't stand a chance. I just can't wait to take these hands. Oh, it's about to be soon. Good job, y'all. That's the day we do that to their kids more. I hope their kids riding in hell. Matter of fact, I wish I knew what a little white boy grave was so I can go spit on that bitch. Dig him up, smack him up again, stab him up again, put his ass back in there. That's the day where we just beat their ass.
I mean, just listen to this monkey. I mean, literally speaking, in the 90s, we would have just ignored him as a crazy man. But a crazy man with social media, look how many followers he has, you know. He doesn't really have much, and there's millions of people. I mean, that's the problem with social media. It gives niggas like this voices.
Let's get him.
I don't even think this dude is serious, to be honest. I think he's just trying to be funny. I don't even think he's serious. It's not funny, though. Because you know what I worry about? I worry about my mom. I worry about my grandmas. I worry about my buddies' moms, grandmas, walking into a store and some black person just beating the shit out of them. That's what I worry about. And I can't say what I would do if that ever happened to somebody that I know, because this is YouTube. But I'd be in prison. I can't say what I would have done if Austin Metcalf was my son or my brother. I wouldn't be able to be in the courtroom, that's for sure. And I would not be an understanding, civil human being. Maybe I'm wrong for that. But to the black folks out there who are saying this kind of crap, I recommend you stop, because you were fucking poking the bear. And you may not be happy that you did.
Yep, another person who thinks they have alpha credentials. Has he done any military time? Has he done any law enforcement work or anything like that? You know, I don't need to show off alpha credentials. I've already done it. I don't need to. You guys notice, if I can build up a channel to where I'm talking about police work if I want to. But I just don't. I don't need to prove that I'm a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm a business person. I know where I've been. I know what I've done in life. Literally. I know what I've done in life. So I don't really... I don't have a general purpose of things here. But yeah, let's listen to some of the Crazy Dubs videos, and then we're going to play Matt's video next. Yeah.
Mining equipment? Where do I live in a trailer at, Jimmy? Where do I do it? Like where? Where do I live in a trailer?
Is it still for sale?
What? Where do I live in a trailer at, Jimmy?
I will write you a check tomorrow, Jimmy, and buy it.
Where do I live in a trailer?
But I want you to get the fuck out of it once I give you the check.
Nigger boy, where do I live in a trailer, nigger boy?
I will write you a check tomorrow. I will write you a check for it tomorrow, but I want you the fuck out in 30 days.
Hey, Jimmy, write a check for 50 grand.
50? It's listed for 6. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. Show me where it's listed for $6,000.
I've seen the listing.
Hey, Jimmy, it's already been
public
sold.
listing.
Hey, Jimmy, it's already been sold for $30,000. You dumb nigger. Like I said, Jimmy, there's no posting for $6,000. Mining equipment.
Oh boy. You gotta hand it to him there. You gotta really hand it to him.
Hold on, what was this guy? The Cuban faggot was in here? Oh, you little pussy ass faggot. Poor Cuban. sticking up for that fucking rapist, that rat fucking black piece of shit fucking, what's his name? Vince Goodrum? You think I give a fuck about that faggot fucking Cuban bitch-made motherfucker? Hey, Cuban, you want me to fucking show you where you live, motherfucker? You think I give a fuck about you, motherfucker? I don't care about you, dude. I don't care about you. I don't care about a fucking a punk bitch-ass fucking dude named Cuban who put his nose in my business, who literally fucking sticks up for a dude who's got fucking files on my kids since 2023. Like I said, Cuban, you're a nobody, dude. You're no one to fucking be any kind of like, oh my God, Cuban's, oh my God, ooh, he's a bitch. Dude, that Cuban dude's a bitch. He's a fucking rapist supporter. He's a child pedophile supporter. And like I said, what are you going to do about it, Cuban? Cuban, what are you going to do about it? Hey, little boy, what are you going to do about it, little Cuban boy? Huh, little boy? Oh. What are you going to do, little Cuban boy? Oh, poor guy. Oh, poor guy. Oh, poor fat fucking retard Cuban. Oh, so mad at the fact that he can never be on my level, and he's mad as fuck that I put all these guys in their place. He's mad as fuck that Vince Goodrum is fucking being investigated for sexual assault and stalking my children. What are you gonna do about it, dude? Yeah, he is still talking about fucking underage kids. Fucking.
Let's see what else we got here.
Prove it, Valor. What? Do something about it, nigger boy.
Still in Montana.
No, I'm definitely not in Montana.
You're still there.
I guarantee you, I'm not in Montana. I guarantee you, I'm not in Montana.
Guarantee you're still in Montana.
Hey, prove it, Jesse.
Such a fucking lame,
bro.
Prove
it, nigger boy. Prove it,
you
nigger
are.
boy.
You don't.
Prove it, nigger boy. Prove it. Prove it.
You just love making stuff up.
Prove it. Prove it, nigger boy. Prove it, Jesse. Prove it.
You're still in the trailer. Still in Montana.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove
you
it.
prove it yourself. You're going to go live from there, bro.
Prove it.
You know it just as well as I do. You're still there.
Retard.
You are still there.
Prove it. Prove it, dude. Prove it. I'm still waiting for you to prove anything you say. Prove it,
just
Jesse.
be honest. You're at the moldy dump. No big deal. No big deal. That's all.
Prove it. Hey, Jesse, it's no big deal that you never went to Nevada, that you never went to Wyoming, that you never went to Montana, that you admitted that fucking you were just fucking saying that shit to be in Nevada just to fucking troll me.
You're just a lame, bro.
Well, yeah, you are a lame, Jesse. I'm still waiting for you to fulfill your threats, nigger boy. Like I said, come on,
you're
nigger
desperate,
boy.
huh?
Let's go.
You're
Let's
desperate,
go,
huh?
What am I desperate for?
Dude, your life is shit.
Like, you're so stupid. Look at this fucking faggot.
Hey, why were you on paperwork doing meth with a 15-year-old girl?
Where's that at, though? Where's that at?
T-Chain.
Hey, guess what, retard? If that person was 15 years old, how come they put out her name? How come she was married with 2 kids, nigger boy, who likes to fucking admit to sleeping with 16-year-old little girls? Oh, that's bad, huh? That's bad, huh? Like, still waiting. Hey, Jesse, where am I in Montana?
Where's your welding degree? Let's see it.
Prove it, Valor.
You gotta really hand it to him that 4 years of raging. I mean, no wonder he has heart problems. I mean, literally. No wonder this guy has heart problems. All right, one more.
Bro, you're burying yourself.
Put the proof in my face. Stop fucking talking about it and put the proof in my face, Jesse. Let's go. Prove it. Proof.
You are such a liar, bro. It's
so that's why you can't prove it, huh? Look at this nigger.
You're the biggest liar.
Where?
You're 300 pounds guaranteed.
Still waiting to be 300
You're 300 pounds.
Still waiting to be 300 pounds.
300 pounds.
Hey, I'm still waiting to be 300 pounds with a dude who's never met me face to face. Still waiting.
You're 367.
Still waiting. Still waiting. Still
You're
waiting.
360
retard.
all day.
Not even close. I've never. Hey, Midwest. Even fucking when I was losing the weight, fucking back on the beach and stuff like that, I was never even over 319 pounds. Guaranteed it.
But when he arrived in Miami, authorities denied him.
Midwest, guaranteed, dude. So, like I said, did you like the fact that we called the fucking the Crime Stoppers Midwest and fucking gave them your video, dude? And that we reported that you're a fucking dude who's on the internet bragging about having domestic violence charges and throwing fucking pew-pews? Motherfucker, like I said, we are actively putting you in, trying to put you in prison, Midwest. And nobody over here is 300 pounds, you fucking faggot. You're so mad that I put out real fucking, straight out fucking, what is it, statistics, and you're mad about it. Look at them.
Hey, the crime watchers came to my house. They told me to tell you you're a...
Well, that doesn't happen, stupid, because we just did Crime Stoppers today. You fucking idiot. That doesn't happen, you dumb fuck.
You broke that lame.
You're going to prison, Midwest, because no one that has domestic violence is allowed to have guns. You dumb nigger. You're going to prison. Guarantee it, dude. You're going to prison. And I'm fucking gonna put you there, bitch. What are you gonna do about it, motherfucker? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it, Midwest?
Entry, with US officials citing vetting concerns. Andrew Giuliani, the head of the White House World Cup Task Force, said that our town was denied entry for a very good reason, but declined to go into detail. A US Customs and Border Protection spokesperson.
Alright, let's play Matt's video here. I'm interested to hear what Savage is here. You know, I really am. I didn't find him, Matt. He found me. Someone basically showed him a video from like 2 years ago that wanted me to review him. I guess someone put it up there in order to, you know, get him started. But I will tell you, a glass of water will get that guy started. So I'm going to start playing this. I'll be right back. Got to take a piss.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another celebrity face reading. My name is Taylor and today we're doing the big one. You guys have been asking for this for as long as I've been doing this channel. Godis, aka Sferi, aka Gatis Labubusin, or however it's pronounced. This guy is a fitness influencer, lifestyle nutrition influencer. He's the guy who ate raw squirrel in front of a vegan rally. He was Liver King before Liver King was a thing. He's a big raw meat guy, and as of late, kind of a lol cow. And now he's doing TikToks while on the run from the law because he ordered an acid attack on his ex-wife and tried to get their son murdered. Allegedly. I don't know if an international refugee can sue me, but I want to be careful here. And knowing what this guy's deal is with the raw meat and the attacks on people, I mean, he might not sue me, he might just try and eat me. And that gets to the core of why I'm doing this video today, why I'm analyzing Godis. I find that some of the best case studies for physiognomy are people with weird appearances and weird personalities to match. And so today we're going to be analyzing Godis's physiognomy and physical appearance and trying to figure out what it is that makes him tick, why he does the things that he does. We're going to cover all that and more today on this celebrity face reading. Real quick, just want to say, if you want to learn more about this topic or get a face reading done for yourself or someone you know, check out the links in the description and pinned comments that will go to my website where you can get a personal reading, or to my Physiognomy Academy, which is on my Patreon. Now let's go. Now we're going to start off with his phenotype, which is the physical expression of his ancestry and heritage. Now he is Latvian, so he's Baltic, but he's not Baltid. There is a Baltid or East European phenotype that has a very distinct sort of appearance. If you know any Polish people, you'll recognize it. Very broad head, short skull, kind of short stocky body, and light pigmentation. He doesn't have this. He has much more of a classic Nordic look. He would fit right in Sweden or Norway, and specifically I think that he has the East Nordic phenotype, which is actually quite common in those Baltic countries. Places like Estonia, Latvia, Finland, Lithuania, they're kind of a mix between that more Slavic-looking, short-skulled Baltid type and...
Well, that's pretty obvious that's where he's from.
longer skulled, taller, more elven Norden type. And so he has that East Norden phenotype. That phenotype is very close to that of the original Indo-Europeans, so he probably has a very high percentage of Indo-European DNA, along with a good amount of Western hunter-gatherer, because the Baltic countries are the places with the highest percentage of that DNA. So genetically, he's an Aryan caveman, starting off strong here. Now, to get into his personality proper, if you look at his side profile, you can see that he has a very high, very prominent forehead, even for his phenotype. Chin that's level with that forehead and an obtuse angle to the jawline. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, you will know that those are the telltale signs of the choleric temperament. Specifically, he's a pure choleric. No mixing with other temperaments here, no bow of melancholy, pure hyper-choleric. This means that he is extremely willful. He is a builder. He wants to go out and enforce his will into the world. Willful, bossy, commanding. He thinks, plans, and acts in the long term and is able to endure in the long term with projects or endeavors of any sort. And because he's hyper-choleric, because he doesn't have that bow of melancholy, he does not have that added sensitivity. He can come across as uncaring, cold, and insensitive because he's so focused on his work and his will and his plans. And he can be quite overbearing and domineering with other people when he's at his worst. Finally, he likely has quite a high sex drive and can mistake sex for love. And I normally don't talk about this, but because he's a nutritional influencer, I will mention it. With the 4 temperaments, there are ideal diets and lifestyles and whatnot for each of them. And so since the choleric temperament is very energetic, but only moderately athletic or muscular, they can get kind of overwhelmed from too much exercise or too much food. And so in the fitness department, weightlifting, deadlifting, this really heavy stuff is not as good for them as, say, cardio would be. And in the nutritional department, I would probably not recommend the raw meat thing for him. Large quantities of red meat or even raw meat can be good for a sanguine person, but for cholerics, they should keep it moderate, kind of have a sort of balanced diet with a good amount of animal fats, moderate amount of grain, lots of fruits and veggies. But apparently this guy
Yeah, try to tell him that.
just lives off of Burger King and doesn't actually eat the raw meat, which makes sense because his body is probably rebelling against that. Again, because of that giant forehead, the raw meat thing, it's a thing of will. It's a thing he planned out. It's a thing that he thought would be a good idea. It's not something he really felt physically, like, I really like this. So now that we've got the foundation of his personality established, the broad strokes, the very general stuff of the temperament, we're going to now look at his face shape, which will tell us about his personality archetype, how he presents himself to the world. Now, it's an interesting face shape. It's got a few different elements going on here, and something about it looks really familiar to me. You've got in the big picture the rectangular outlines of a Mars face shape. That stands for the warrior archetype. That means he's got an impulse to fight. He's very active and gregarious. But kind of above and a bit down below it, going down towards the chin, you also have the secondary element of the Saturn face shape. That stands for the accountant archetype. And so that trapezoidal face shape element is going to indicate some extra diligence, meticulousness, time consciousness, attention to detail, and stubbornness. Now, as I mentioned in my video on Sam Hyde, the Saturn over Mars face shape is actually one of the unique face shape combinations that is marked and noted in the physiognomy and morphopsychology literature as a unique personality combination. I call it the assassin archetype, because while the Mars face shape in its pure form is dominated by an impulse to fight, the Saturn over Mars face is dominated by an impulse to kill. It's almost like this aggressive, outgoing, warrior Martian energy is being forced and channeled through these narrow, willful, pessimistic, dour sort of Saturnian channels, such that they just turn into murder. And the reason why his face in particular was so familiar to me is because the outline of his face, his general face shape, is quite similar to that of O.J. Simpson, who is sort of my go-to example for the Saturn over Mars face shape. But another trait he shares with O.J. Simpson in the face shape department is that forehead. It's a wide and low arch. That's the sun forehead. That means that intellectually, he doesn't really have the logical, rational, level-headed intellect of a Saturn or Mars type. Intellectually, he fits in more with the sun face shape. That's the aristocrat archetype. This means that intellectually, he's quite cold, distant, detached, aloof, which is needless to say a very dangerous combination. You get the assassin archetype plus a lot of intellectual coldness and detachment from other people in your situations. That can go wrong very fast. The last thing I'll mention here is that his face is rather long, specifically that lower chin area, that trapezoid element. It goes a bit longer than it does for OJ or for someone else with his face shape like Sam Hyde. This is because I think his Saturnian element leans towards the Uranus face shape, which is a long and narrow trapezoid. It's an exaggeration of Saturn. So this would mean that his Saturnian traits would be exaggerated, so he'd be very diligent, very willful, very stubborn. It would also crank his hypersexuality up to 11, especially with that hypercholeric temperament. He's going to be pretty obsessed with sex, I would guess. And the key element for the Uranus face shape here is that he would be very radical. I call this the philosopher archetype, and so he's going to have radical out there ideas that he wants to promote to the world, which we saw is exactly what he does. Alright, so we've got the big picture established. Hypercholeric with a Saturn over Mars face shape and a solar forehead. Pretty dangerous combination so far. But let's dig into his facial features and figure out the minute details of his personality. We're going to start from the top with his eyebrows. Now, in a lot of these pictures, they're kind of thinning, which means that he may be losing energy. This is a scientifically documented thing. If the outer third of the eyebrow is thinning, that means that you may have thyroid problems. And I'm not certain, but I think I can detect that in some of these pictures of him. In any case, his eyebrows are fairly short, which means that he is pretty spontaneous, likes to do things on the fly. And they're low set, which means that he is quick to judge, very decisive. He just wants to make a decision and move on. He's not a very contemplative or considerate person. They're also very deep set, which means that he generally thinks before he speaks. He plans things out, very calculating and withdrawn. Kind of a planner, kind of a schemer, especially with that big forehead. And one of his most noticeable features, his eyes are very wide set. This means that he focuses on the big picture at the expense of the details. He's tolerant and kind of spacey. And now you might say, well, tolerant? Well, this guy goes to vegan rallies and he yells in their faces that veganism is killing children, veganism is human cruelty. He's eating raw squirrels, he's eating pig heads. Sounds like he has a pretty high disgust impulse to me. It doesn't sound very tolerant to me. Well, in this case, I would question his motives. Is he really disgusted with veganism? No, if he had a high disgust impulse, he wouldn't be eating raw squirrel. The guy definitely has a very low disgust impulse, obviously. I think that his anti-veganism doesn't come from a sense of moral indignation or self-righteousness or disgust. Rather, I think it's an exercise of will. He wants to feel powerful and he wants to, for lack of a better word, mog people. It's that Martian element there combined with that choleric will. He wants to impose himself on other people. As a mostly choleric person with a mostly Mars-shaped face, I get that. I can get a little aggressive. I can get a little too willful. You can ask my wife or any of my friends. I got a pretty bad temper, and I like to just get in people's face and get up on them. Sam Hyde does the same thing. Also choleric, also Mars face shape. He wants to get right up in people's face and sort of harass them for fun and to feel powerful. So that's what I think's going on with him. His nose may appear long, but you have to take into account the East Nordic phenotype has a really long nose on average. So I'd say this is just actually a medium nose, which shows a balance between thought and action. His mouth is quite small, which means that he's quiet and reserved, resistant to new social connections. I imagine he doesn't have too big a friend circle, and if you met this guy at a party and not while he was recording a YouTube video, he'd probably be quiet and in the corner. And speaking of his mouth, he's got quite the full lower lip, which means that he's very in touch with his own inner world of emotions and feelings and whatnot. And in some of these pictures, it looks really big, almost kind of swollen, especially for that East Nordic phenotype that's supposed to have very thin lips. And so there's a secondary element in face reading where some aspects of facial features can tell you about the personality and others can tell you about organs. Dr. Todd Frisch does great face readings about that, of celebrities, cold readings mostly. Check him out on YouTube. And so in morphopsychology, deformities in the lower lip tend to be associated with intestinal trouble. Think low on the face, low on the body. And so an alternative perspective here would be that this is indicating intestinal problems of his. Don't know what that could be from, but anyways, that's there. The last thing, and it's hard to see in a lot of these, but you can see in some of the pictures, he's got messed up, crooked teeth. Now,
oh boy.
there's a lot that bad third world Eastern European dentistry can do, but there is still a significance to bad teeth. When you've got crooked, disordered teeth that are going every which way, it stands for disordered desires. You interact with the world and you seek out things and you get what you want in a really messed up, disordered, unhealthy way. And I think that we can very much see that in his life. Alright, so the last thing we're going to look at here, and this is probably the best section here. I haven't done an analysis like this in a while, but he is showing it off really well. I'm talking, of course, about his asymmetry. He's got a very noticeably asymmetrical face, both in the shape and in the features. There's something very weird going on here. Now, the left side of your face is controlled by your intuitive and natural and honest right brain hemisphere, and the right side of your face is controlled by your very calculating and rational left brain hemisphere. So the left side of your face shows who you really are, and the right side of your face shows who you project yourself as to the world. And so in order to tell what he's really like, we're going to chop his face up and mirror them and make composite images of 2 left sides and 2 right sides, see what's going on here. Now we're going to start off with his right side. As you can see here, he looks very nerdy, open, intellectual, spiritual. He's got more of a sun or even a Mercury face shape there, an oval or a triangle. He's got a very pointy, triangular face, very big at the forehead, very mercurial. He seems clever, intellectual, idealistic, kind of wise and spiritual. This asymmetry stuff comes from how each side of the face asymmetrically poses and holds facial features, how emotions are expressed asymmetrically. And so we can
look at that head.
see that he is subconsciously presenting himself to the outside world and to other people as this sort of wise guru figure where I'm enlightened and I can help you be enlightened too. But let's contrast that with the left side of the face. I love this because there's a really strong contrast here. Look at that droopy eyelid, the bigger jaw, narrower forehead. Deep down inside, he's much more materialistic, much more aggressive, much more assertive. He's cold, detached, and aloof. Seems very uncaring and almost psychopathic. Now, I don't want to go too strong to that position because I know that I may be biased by what little I've learned about this guy in my research process looking for pictures for this video, but I will say that the impression is there for sure. Alright, so what is the deal with Godus? Well, hypercholeric, Saturn over Mars, crooked teeth, aloof, detached intellect from the solar forehead, and strong left side, right side asymmetry where the left side is really aggressive and the right side is this wise spiritual leader. This guy is dangerous, and I honestly wish I had analyzed this guy before all the stuff about him acid attacking his ex and all that, because the signs were all there. If you knew what to look for, you know that this guy was nuts, no squirrel pun intended. But I can't say I'm terribly surprised knowing that he's Latvian. I mean, this sort of stuff is most pronounced in Finns, but all Baltic people are a little crazy. Eating a raw squirrel out in public, hiring a hitman to try and kill your son, getting an acid attack on your ex, running from the law while making videos of you eating goat testicles or whatever. That's TBB, typical Baltoid behavior. What you're observing now is the ancient art of rage baiting. See, there are already thousands of little Baltoids typing up in the comments being like, how dare you insult Latvia? Latvia's greatest country in the world. I love it. Thanks for the engagement. This has been Taylor from Prosopa Insights reminding you to always judge a book by its cover. And please, for the love of God, cook your food before you eat it. We're not animals.
Oh boy. Man, I gotta subscribe to that guy. I mean, he's just funny for all the wrong reasons. He's sort of like Brett there. He's quite... He is... What's the best way to describe it? He is very, very unique, would be the best way to say it. Very unique individual.
I'm feeling good now. Two more of those. I'm gonna do the 3-3-2-2 style. I'll explain. All right, one more. Actually, no, two more. What am I saying?
tries are some of my favorite days. I love working tries. Sorry about that. I had a doctor's visit there. I gotta check what Dubs consider as how my AIDS medicine is working. What a freaking moron.
Okay. Oh, shit. One more. Then I'll do a curl. So 3 push downs, 3 curls, 2 push downs, 2 curls, 1, 1. Superset, then done.
But, you know, the kick up, getting it and retweaking it.
Yeah, I'll get that. It's been a little while. If I go too heavy too often, if I do a really heavy back day, I'll start to feel it in here. Because now I'm using my forearms instead of like just my back like I should. And then, like I've had it where even unracking 1 plate on incline, like it was just a pinched nerve or something. Like it made me want to like drop it. So I had to stop doing like free press for like a couple months.
Really?
So I just did cable and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's like, doesn't that suck? The forearm thing means you can't bench.
I know. It's,
I guess that cool.
Sucks.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's grab some dumbbells now. All right. Let's pick a better song for this one. By the 70s, let's just say they're asking for trouble. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. I don't know if I can do 70 again. Maybe do the 60s for the next one. That was good though. Okay. All right. Now we'll do one with the 60s. Oh, I'm not done. Oh, shit, that's all I got. Okay. Back to triceps. How about the squeeze with this one? The full stack with with a straight bar, let's just say very doable. Yeah. Oh, shit. One more of those. I think I'll do 5 quick, 5 hold, repeat like that.
Very basic and simple exercises, but heavily effective. Just hit it. You don't really need to do much, folks.
Oh, should overestimate my strength on that one. Let's hit a preacher. Let's hit the 110-pound easy bar. Drop sets of 70. See what freaking happens. There. All right. Oh, goodness. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, crap. Oh. One more. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Back to a push down.
Now, I see this particular exercise as pointless because he's already done the short bar. He's not going to really get much difference from the long bar. But, oh well. It's not even a different movement at all.
Oh, okay. Alright. Fine. Let's curl something. Alright, there we go. Yeah, make sure we're not shaking. But through the shirt, no arm pose. Just kind of a little bit of a, let's just call it a lat peak. I mean, shit. I'm already feeling quite wide. Yeah, I mean, that's a, you tell me, is that a freaking inverted triangle or what? I mean, really try to suck my waist in, too. Oh, man. That's not nothing. Whoa, but all right. I ended up doing one more set of curls and one more set of pushdowns just because I needed the camera to charge a little bit. We were at 13 freaking %, and I didn't want to have to cut the pose down short.
His arms are definitely pumped. It is he's definitely in that off season, that's for sure. But still a good still looking pretty good. Very wide. And even with the extra weight, he's still able to successfully hit that vacuum pose.
Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. All right. Let's roll. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good pump.
Oh, yeah. This is a pretty good video from old Sammy Boy. I got one more. Well, we got some police videos, so let's get the cracking here, folks. Let's get the cracking. Watch out for the runners. Right through a race course. Crazy.
We're at Oak. Rosso and Oak. Eastbound. Oh, he broke it.
Ladies trying to hit the officer at least, but man, that dude is nuts.
Riverside going south. Speed's 60. That's it. Gotta stop this guy. He's gonna kill someone.
If he's heading towards the road, he's gonna stop.
Pit!
He is in a deep load of shit, I will tell you right now.
Put him up now!
Yeah, that's gonna get a lot of charges. Very dangerous. This is his third DUI in 10 years. 62 years old, 8 felony charges. Oh, he gonna do a little jail time, maybe about a year or two. And of course, we always gotta have something funny. I'm sure you guys have seen this here. There is no audio, obviously. But this actually happened last year, and I can't believe that this was just recently published. Oops. Forgot that you didn't have your safety on. Folks, whenever you pull out your gun, you're supposed to have your finger like this and not on the trigger. Either that or he hasn't cleaned his weapon. Either way, that's got a sting. And probably both of them have been fired for doing that. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Yeah. No. I mean, they're not idiots here. Just horseplay. I mean, sometimes you're horse playing with your friends, and you just it was just a shock reaction there. That's it. That's the whole thing about life. You know, quick decisions that, you know, you just chances are they've probably done this shit before dozens of times, and you know, that 12th time it just went wrong. And boy, did that go wrong. Very fast. Yeah, both of these guys definitely don't have jobs anymore. I can tell you that. Just horseplay. No, okay. Well, getting shot in the arm is not fun. That's gotta hurt. All right, let's pick him up and leave. And scene end. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, folks, I will be right back. I gotta go take care of something here. Sorry, if he wasn't an idiot, he wouldn't have got fired. It's one of those law enforcement things there. Splits, I mean, just poor decision making. But yeah, idiot. I wouldn't call him, I would just call him foolish there. But I mean, I guess that means basically the same thing. Well, this is a game of rock, paper, gun.
Are you reporting a life or death emergency?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's
That's why I'm
going
calling
on?
911. These men have threatened to kill me. I was going up the hill. One of them said, "Why are you not coming here, you cowards?" And I was like, "What? Why do you want me to do it?" I don't even know the guy. He's a bald Mexican dude. And he said, "Why am I not approaching him?" And like, I need an officer, sir. He threatened my life, and then he was heading northbound on the bus, and then he followed me on the southbound where I was coming.
Where is he now?
They're behind me, following me.
Okay, where are you?
Well, I'm heading down Oracle. I'm afraid to stand around.
Okay, ¿dónde? ¿De dónde?
Todo bien.
Okay, give me 1 second. Todo bien, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm good, brother.
You're good? You don't need any assistance or anything? What?
I'm good. Just...
Okay.
Okay?
2 I'm out with it.
I gotta get going, brother. I'm gonna run the QT get a juice.
Okay, so what's going on? Someone attacked you, or what's going on?
He's made threats.
He made threats? What kind of threats?
I was approaching him. He's like, hey, he started yelling at me, like, if you want to fight. I'm like, no.
Sir, I'm gonna just take off. I'm good. Thank you. I gotta go.
Okay, give me 1 second. You can't just leave.
Why not? Like, I'm not arrested, right? I gotta go.
Except for he's denying services and walking away. Show me your hands right now. You're gonna get tased.
Oh!
Get the back.
2772. He started rocking my car.
No.
You're gonna get tased. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Taser, taser, taser.
Stop. Put the knife down.
It's like they hit him with some pellet balls.
He's running towards Fairview.
Looks like he...
White shirt, green flag hat, black shoes.
Hey!
Stop right there.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, he did the Michael Jackson without the Michael Jackson. Oh!
Let it go. Let it go. Keep it going. Get him in cuffs. Let's go.
Well, folks, he's gonna have to pay for that. He just went and busted out a window, but chances are, looking at him, probably that. Damn, the guy's dead. What the fuck? How did he die? How did he die? Yes, indeed, Quick Pump. How you doing there today? It is sick and piss. What the hell? How did he die? I don't get it. This guy is dead? That's weird. I thought they just tased him and then that was it. Oh, now I see. He looks like he accidentally cut himself with the box cutter while fleeing. Yeah, that would do it. He cut himself, he started cutting himself on the forearms and neck. Oh, he went and killed himself. Jeez. Well. Yeah, that would do it. All right, next video.
That knife! Drop that knife! Hey!
Oh!
Drop the knife! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! I got less lethal. Let me see your hands. I'm coming around to you, Rodrigo.
We have shots fired by police. Suspect has been hit.
I got less lethal.
I'm gonna shut my door so he doesn't pop in.
Yeah.
I have
Put
Leslie. Leslie, can you cover
your
me?
hands at your side. Can you speak English or Spanish? Yep. Put your hands at your side.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna grab some med stuff.
We're gonna grab the shield to the contact team.
Let me grab some med stuff.
You got him? Put your hands at your side. Yeah. When you're ready. He's got both knives are tossed, but they're pretty close. No te muevas.
Perfect. G, you keep being verbals.
No te muevas, señor. Pon tus manos a tu lado. Baja la cabeza. Abro las piernas. No, he's not doing anything.
Yeah. We're gonna.
You guys are ready. Let me know.
Just stay, Leslie. Yep, I can Leslie pull. Coach from behind. You good with that?
Yeah, them bullets got him saying, "Ay, ay, ay." That's a universal language for out.
No se mueva.
No se mueva. Okay, you start moving up, G.
No se mueva.
No te muevas. Coja los brazos. Loosen your hands.
You got cuffs? That's perfect. One. We have one detained. We're going to start medical. Can we get one person to the house? At least hold that.
¿A dónde está herido, señor? ¿Hablas inglés o español?
Still breathing?
Got one in his back.
Can you make sure?
Yeah. Right there. Yep. Got two in the back right there. That's lower back, not high up. If it was higher up, it would be as hard.
Got one in his back.
Although it really depends on the angle that it hits at.
Look for the enter. Get here.
G, can you actually stay here? Nothing. I was going to ask for more medical stuff if we had, but you're good. I'd rather have you here to communicate.
Hey, grab some tape from any one of these cars. We're going to seal this whole thing off. Starting from that tree over there.
Can you just hold this for a second? I'm going to put a chest seal on. Just make sure that this doesn't get
Señor,
away.
¿me puedes oír? ¿Me puedes oír? ¿Tienes otras navajas con usted?
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Well, he definitely is alive. Like I said, he got hit in the lower back, so I didn't expect him to die or anything. Yeah, the lower back, it's gonna sting, but yeah, he'd be alright. One more. Well, this one's 20 minutes. We'll have to play that at another day. So we're gonna get the music started. checking out a couple things here. Let's see what's on Kick. You know, I didn't even have my Kick pulled up. But I know the stream is still running. Yep, the Kick stream's still up. Just not really promoting it much. But the reason why I still keep the Kick stream is for purposes because I'm still building the channel. When I build it up a little bit more, then I'll focus more on Kick. Right now I only have 37 subscribers. Little bit of acid jazz. You know what we haven't played in a while, folks? We have not played the Lazy Porch Swing Blues in a while. But folks, 3 minutes left. Get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button. Folks, y'all know what time it is. It is 9:00 p.m. And that is the end of the show, folks. I do want to thank Matty Matt. I want to thank Quick Pump for donating. I want to thank everybody for joining me. You folks have a good weekend. I may do a Sunday hangover show. But I'm out of here, and as always, peace and soul. Quick Pump, I have to wait until it stops raining. It's gonna rain probably this weekend or so forth. I gotta get a couple of days space before I can put the stain on so it doesn't wash away. But in any event, I'm out. Peace and soul.